Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good day to Associate Professor Dr. Rasidah. Our group going to present financial analysis between Astro versus Media Prima.
Prof. Assalamualaikum. My name is MAWARDDAH binti YAHYA.
Assalamualaikum Prof. My name is SHAZLI bin SALLEHUDIN.
Assalamualaikum Prof. My name is Fadzly bin Cechat.
Assalamualaikum Prof. My name is SYAFIQAH binti YUSOF.
Good day, Prof. My name is SEEELA.
So we are going to start our presentation now.
So I will present on the background of the study. Alright. So as for Astro Malaysia Berhad, is the group that has the monopoly over Malaysia subscription television operation, reaches about 10 million viewers in some 2 million homes, representing a penetration rate of approximately 38% of Malaysia TV household in 2010. So Astro began operating in 1996 and today offer over 100 channels with a wide mix of foreign and local programs. Its sister company, at Time Management and Programming, runs the 8 radio stations in its stable, including Hits, Mix, Live, and Easy, Era, My, Express, THR, and Sinar. So while Media Prima Berhad is the biggest listed media group in Malaysia, owning all main private television stations and having approximately 54% of Malaysian television viewers, with its closest rival, the pay television satellite operator ISO, which offer over 100 channels or stations, controlling a market share of roughly 29%. The group also controlled radio station Fly FM, Hot FM, with a combined listenership of 3.5 million. Besides that, Media Prima has a 43% stake in the equity of the News Time Press, which has 4 newspapers in its stable. So Media Prima is said to reach 22 million Malaysian daily, about 11 million television viewers, 7 million newspaper readers, and 4 million radio listeners. Alright, so next I will move to my other teammates, Mawar, to present on the other parts. Thank you.
Okay, next is question 2 regarding the breakdown of stakeholder. Okay, actually, in every stock market trade, a buyer or a seller would tend to be involved with the upcoming stock trade, and these investors are known as marginal stakeholders. Marginal investors are investors that does trading, and thus these investors are divided into 3 types of investors, which are known as institutional investor, individual investor, and insider. Okay, for Astro and Media Prima Berhad, we can see that as the share mostly has been monopolized by the institutional investor. As an active marginal shareholder, it is considered as an institutional investor while having to be influenced as a company insider as well. So, most of company would prefer institutional investor rather than individual investor, because institutional investor has a financial stability. As a Media Prima Berhad, the share is dominated by the government and other CLC, which shows that Media Prima is a leading media company and main sources of channel information to the public. Next, we move to the question 3.
So we move to the next question, which I will brief on risk and return. As for risk and return, data is a statistical measure that compares the volatility of a stock against the volatility of the broader market. which is typically measured by a reference market index. Since the market is the benchmark, so the market beta is always 1. When a stock has a beta greater than 1, it means the stock is expected to increase by more than the market in up markets and decrease more than the market in down markets. So conversely, a stock with a beta lower than 1 is expected to rise less than the market when the market is moving up, but fall less than the market when the market is moving down. So as we can see for the Astro Malaysia Holding Berhad, Astro shows a beta of 1.55, which is higher than the volatility of Astro. According to this measure, is higher than the market volatility. As for the Media Prima Berhad shows a beta of 0.66. This is lower than 1. The volatility of Media Prima, according to this measure, is lower than the market volatility. So we move to next question.
Next, we will look into the investment returns of Astro versus Media Prima. And for the Astro Malaysia Holdings Berhad, their shares continues to fall amid competition and rising concerns of business sustainability. Thus, to sustain competitive advantage in long term, Astro merged with Maxis Berhad due to staying relevant in the long run, which beneficial to both parties. Potential impact of this merger has been concluded that is favorable to Astro, as the shares will most likely to be priced at a premium in the deal, and the combined entity will benefit from earning accretion being a convergence player. As for Media Prima Berhad, they have been partnered with US-based digital media company called as Ziff Davis LLC to operate Mashable Southeast Asia for audiences across Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, and Singapore. The addition of Mashable to its existing portfolio of leading online brands will enable to capture and capitalize on the continuous growth of digital advertising and sponsored content in the region. This partnership will further accelerate the digital revenue growth other key markets in Southeast Asia in the long term. Next, we will see on the capital structure of Astro versus Media Prima. For Astro, in 2018, they have used their revenue of RM 5.53 billion by relentless cost optimization resulting from digitalization initiative and optimization of content spends, as well as a favorable climate for foreign exchange to raise funds. Astro discerning in assessing available funding options. In financial year 2018, Astro launched their maiden unrated medium-term note program, drawing down a total of RM 300 million to complement their new and existing bilateral funding relationship. And in practicing sound capital management, Astro opportunistically used this funding source to raise and retire capital, and in combination with the FCF, fund capital expenditure and provide a return to the shareholders. As for Media Prima Berhad, in 2018, they have disposed one piece of land and 3 properties in Bangsa and Shah Alam to PNB Development Sedia Berhad for a total cash consideration of 280 million, resulting in one-off net gain of about 127.7 million. Media Prima is expected to realize a one-off net gain arising from the proposed sale of approximately 127.73 million, and as a result, earning per share is expected to increase by 10.67 cents per share. The proposed sale is an avenue for Media Prima to raise funds for the group by realizing the value of the sale properties. while the proposed tenancy provide the group with certainty that the ongoing business operation will not be disrupted. So next, I will pass to my friends. Thank you.
Okay, we move to the question 5. Refer to the dividend policy. As we can see, the Astro Malaysia Holding Berhad in financial year 2018, Astro deliver of payout at least 75% of their profit to the shareholder. Astro operational performance has enabled them to reward their shareholder with quarterly dividend RM3 cents per share. At the end of the year, the board committee of Astro has recommended that the final dividend is RM5 cent per share, which is subjected to the shareholder approval at the upcoming AGM. Okay, for the cash flow, actually Astro do not possess strong cash from the previous year, which is 2016 until 2018. 2018 is the current cases study that we look into it. But in 2019, they have collect the positive amount, which is RM6.88 million, which result from the operation activity merging with the Maxis Berhad. For Media Prima Berhad, in 2018, the group of the Media Prima Berhad have accumulated loss position of 717.9 million and 592.1 million respectively, which lead the board of directors decide to recommend the payment of any dividend is not to be paid to the shareholder. So during the year, no dividend income was recognized and no investment was disposed because the dividend distribution to the company shareholder is recognized as a liability. From the sources that we take, it has been observed that Media Prima do not possess strong cash from previous year, which is 2015 and 2017. However, in 2018, Media Prima Berhad have recorded a positive amount that coming from the result of their selling their asset. Okay, that's all from me. Next, we move to question 6. Okay, moving to question number 6. This is the growth rate that we found for Astro Malaysia and Media Prima. Okay, compared to Media Prima, that has not paid dividend for the year of 2017, 18 and 19 because of they don't possess any strong cash flow. So when we see to look at Astro, this is the fluctuation of the growth. So next. Okay, there are a lot of factors affecting the growth factor of Astro actually, Astro and Media Prima. First, we can say that we can talk about their capital itself. Their capital assets is like, for smaller companies, this is bigger company actually compared to other field that we venture into. It has a limited access to the debts and equity capital. So the company will need to assess kind of capital that needed to achieve its goals. Next, about the economies of scale. Economies of scale is that the production output increases. Business typically achieve lower cost per unit. So it will affect the discount and the spreading capacity cost over high volume. So this larger company possess distinct advantages in certain operations markets. Next,
financial performance itself. Talking about financial performance, financial analysis aids the business overall. From there, the management can better to know about the company, where are they situated for the current trend, current market. Next, human capital. Talking about human capital, actually employees are the heart of the organization. So providing them very good training, hiring right candidates for the positions will help the company to grow even higher. Next, talking about the market environment. The management of each company must actually evaluate the current trend. What are the things expected by the customers, and they have to look forward to be more innovative in providing the product and services, which also talks about the product and service offering. Next, technology. In today's current era, we have been moving to more advanced technology. So they have to start implement things that they can do. They can watch or they can use their products and services anytime and anywhere actually. So next, talking about the options to increase the value. Okay, we have also talked about the market value in our reports actually. So market value is the total dollar value of a company's equity. So to increase the value, they can, Astro or Media Prima can increase paid-in capital, which means that shareholder can make a capital contribution they themselves, such as cash, equipment, property. Okay, doing that, the investment in the business and the value of each outstanding share, the paid-in capital that exceeds a stock's per value appears in the capital contribution segment of the stockholders equity section of the balance sheet. Next, they should also look into decreasing their liabilities, which means that equity represents the contribution that the shareholders of a small business make to a company and their claims against the company assets. So the debts of a company owes to others actually decrease, and all else remains the same. The shareholders' equity must be increased. Next is the increased net income. A company definitely have to find ways to increase their income. So the shareholder equities is a sum of three balance: common stock account, retained earnings, and capital contribution. So in turn, that retained earnings is a company's cumulative profits and losses adjusted annually for net income or loss. So this difference between the company's revenue and expenses make effect to the company actually. Next is increased outstanding share. This means that common stock appears in the shareholders equity section in the balance sheet of a financial statement. In turn, that stock offering increases paid-in capital. So this will actually help the company to grow higher. Next, they have to increase retained earnings. Retained earnings is like the revenue, the income that's sustained after deduction of all the expenses and all that. So when they try to lessen up all the unwanted expenses, then the retained earnings will help them to carry forward for the next year. And that is another one more things about how the company can grow. To next slide. Thank you.
Okay, we move on to the next question, number 7. The calculation of ratios for the financial analysis for both company, Astro and Media Prima. First, is the profitability ratios. Okay, profitability ratios are a class of financial metrics that are used to assess a business ability to generate earnings relative to its revenue, operating costs, balance sheet assets, and shareholders' equity over time, using data from the specific point in time, that is usually at the end of the financial years. Okay, consists of two: return on asset and gross profit margin. Here, above schedule in the presentation, we can see that it shows that Astro is exceeding Media Prima on return on asset. This reflects Astro is doing much more effective works than Media Prima in deploying asset to generate sales and eventually profits. Although gross profit margin of Media Prima shows higher than Astro, but it is not purely from operation, but it's from selling some of Media Prima major assets, such as the New Straits Times Press, Balai Berita in Bangsa, and also the land where its printing plant is located in Shah Alam, to PNB Development Sdn Bhd in August 2018, if I'm not mistaken, which conceived of value over 280 million. Okay. Next is liquidity ratios. Liquidity ratios measures a company's ability to pay debt obligations and its margin of safety through the calculation of the metrics. Okay, here we just the calculation is for current ratio from Media Prima and Astro. Okay, the calculation shows Media Prima has an adequate degree of liquidity based on its current ratio. It has 1.16 of current asset for every dollar, for every ringgit of current liabilities. Astro is in a different position. The company current ratio of 0.7 indicate an inadequate degree of liquidity. Next, we move on to leverage ratios. A leverage ratio is any one of several several financial measurements that look at how much capital comes in the form of debt or loans, or assesses the ability of a company to meet its financial obligations. The leverage ratio category is important because companies rely on a mixture of equity and debt to finance their operations, and knowing the amount of the debt held by a company is useful in evaluating whether it can pay its debt off or as they come to the due date. Okay, here we got leverage ratio and debt to equity ratio, which is Media Prima liabilities 350%, and Astro liabilities 120% of shareholders' equity, which is considered high. A high debt equity ratio generally indicates that the company has been aggressively in financing its growth with debt. Okay, so they have many loans, something like that. This can result in a volatile earning as a result of the additional interest expenses. If the company interest expense grows too high, it may increase the company's chance of default or bankruptcy. Okay. Next, we move on to the asset management ratios. Asset management ratios or efficiency ratios measures a company's ability to use its assets and manage its liability effectively in the current period or in the short terms. Although there are several efficiency ratios or asset management ratios, they are similar in that they measure the time it takes to generate cash or income from client or by liquidating inventory. Okay, here the inventory turnover and the asset management ratio indicates that Media Prima and Astro is managing its inventory properly because it sold its inventory turnover for the year more than one. Also, we can see the Astro inventory turnover is higher than Media Prima by far. Okay, next. Okay, next. Come join me here. So that is all from our team, our group that represent Astro and Media Prima. So we thanks for your classes. Dr. Rasidah, and we hope we can see you again later. So thank you and selamat Hari Raya.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.